Hello students, today we are going to start our same chapter of Business Studies, class 11th, and the chapter name is Private, Public and Global Enterprise. This is part 2nd of that chapter. And students, today we are going to discuss the comparison between different forms of public sector. And what is the different forms of public sector? That is departmental undertakings, public corporation and government company. The first difference on the basis of formation. The departmental undertakings formed by the ministry as the department of government. Public corporation is formed by passing a special act in the parliament. And the government company is formed by getting registered under Companies Act 2013. Legal status. The departmental undertakings has no separate legal entity. It exists when the government exists. Public corporation is a separate legal entity from the government. And government company is also a separate legal entity. Finance. Departmental undertakings is totally financed by the government. Public corporation is financed by the government but can borrow independently also. It means they can borrow themselves as well as government also provide funds to the public corporation. Government company. Government company arranging finance from the government as a shareholder, and they can borrow. Private participation is also. It means they can borrow the funds from market as well as the government also provide the funds to the government company. Management and control. In departmental undertakings, the management and control held in the government. In the public corporation, all the management are conducted with the board of directors and the government nominated the board of directors. In government company, all the management are held in the hands of board of directors and government nominate the board of directors. But private individual can also be the director. It means that in departmental undertakings, government handle all over the business. In public corporation, board of directors that is nominated by the government or handle the business, and in government company, board of directors who is generally nominated by the private shareholder as well as government both. Staff. The staff of departmental undertakings are called civil servants and civil service code applicable. The staff of public corporation are government servants. This separate contact of service. And the staff of government company is not government servants. They are separate from the government. Autonomy. Autonomy means freedom. In departmental undertakings, no autonomy work is allowed by the government. In public corporation, the administrative autonomy as government, but they does not interfere day-to-day operations of the business. In government company, some freedom from the government interference. Ownership. In departmental undertakings, wholly owned by the government. It means that the owner of the departmental undertaking is government. And in public corporation, the owner of the public corporation is also government. But government company, at least 51% share are held by the government. It means that the ownership exists up to 51%. Public accountability. Departmental undertakings directly controlled by the ministry. It means that they are accountable to the ministry. In public corporation, they are accountable to the parliament, and the government company accountable to the ministry concerned. Flexibility of operation. In departmental undertakings, there is no flexibility in the work operations. In public corporation, considerably flexible. And in government company, moderate flexibility. Suitability. Departmental undertakings is suitable for defense, post and telecom, broadcasting. And public corporation is suitable for industrial and commercial enterprise of national priority. And the government company is suitable for industrial and commercial enterprises requiring participation of domestic and foreign private capital. Difference between private sector and public sector. Point of difference. First one is formation. The private sector enterprise involve a long process for opening the private company. But for opening public sector, there is a short time required. It means that private sector process is long and the public sector process is short. Objective. The main objective of private sector is earning profit. But the main objective of public sector is providing service to the public. Management. In private sector, the management and controlled in the hands of board of directors who are professionally experts. In public sector, the management and controlled by the board of directors who are generally the representatives of the government. Capital. In private sector, maximum capital is contributed by the owner or investor. But in public sector, the maximum capital is contributed by the government. Freedom of operation. In private sector, more freedom of operation is available. But in public sector, less freedom is applicable or available to the company. Accountable. The private sector enterprise are directly accountable to the general public. But the public sector enterprise are accountable to the general public as their performance is discussed in the parliament. Employees. The private sector employees recruited and selected their own employees. It means that private sector recruit their own employees themselves. But in public sector, the recruitment is held by the government. Performance evaluation. The government sector not evaluated the performance of the employee, but private sector always evaluated the performance of the employees. Multinational companies or global enterprises. Multinational is the combination of two words. The first word is multi and the second word is national. Multi means many and national means country. It means that a company which operates in many countries, such as branches, factories, workshops in different countries, comes under the heading of multinational companies. A multinational company is also known as global enterprises or international enterprises. The headquarters of multinational companies are located in one country and it carries over business in many countries. For example, of multinational company, Coca-Cola, Hyundai, Nike, Reebok, L'Oreal, Sony, LG, Samsung. All are the examples of multinational companies. Characteristics of multinational companies are: the first characteristics, that is giant size and huge capital resources. In multinational companies, the assets and sales and turnover of the company is very large. The operation of the business is also very large. They require huge capital. Due to this, their size is also very large and they require very huge capital for operating their large operations of the business. Centralized control. The headquarters of the multinational company exist in one country and their branches exist in many countries. But the management or control of the country exists in only one hands. It means that in the hands of the headquarter. So the rule applied on multinational companies is same, that is made by the headquarters. That means centralized control. Advanced technology. Multinational companies has huge resources, so they uses advanced technology. Expansion of market territory. Due to its vast resources and excellent marketing skills, they can expand their business in many countries. Their operations are also exist in many countries. Their network of branches is also in many countries. So, expansion of the market is very easy for the multinational company. Oligopolistic power. It means that oligopolistic power means power in few hands. Due to their giant size or large size, the power exists only in the few companies. For example, Hindustan Lever Limited, Tata Oil Mills, Pons, to improve its market share. Product innovation. These industries are very highly sophisticated and involved in research and development work. They are developing new products and their design is also very superior. Marketing strategy. They hire professionals and experts, so their marketing strategy is also very good. Foreign collaboration. Global enterprise usually enter into agreement with Indian companies, that is called foreign collaboration. If one Indian company merge with or collaborate with any foreign company, that is called foreign collaboration, pertaining to the sale of technology, production of goods, use of brand names, and final products. Multinational company should be allowed to enter in high-tech industries only. For example, telecommunication and pharmaceuticals. In lower companies or small companies, the collaboration of multinational companies is not allowed. Multinational company must bring direct foreign investment so that there is improvement in the balance of payment. Multinational company should have to be allowed to kill a small domestic enterprise, but they must offer healthy competition to the domestic firms. It means that multinational company have positive effect as well as negative effect. The positive effect of that, they provide competition to the domestic firm, but the negative aspect is they also kill small domestic enterprises. Here one case study is given. Sony Limited is a leader in electronics. It is registered in a company and has its business operation in many countries of the world. Its headquarters in Japan. To manage its branches subsidiaries in different countries, the company employs trained and professional managers. They always make use of latest technology to remain leader in electronics. So, name the type of enterprise mentioned in the above case. We know that Sony Limited is multinational company. State where the headquarters of the Sony is located, that is given in the paragraph. The headquarters is in Japan, Tokyo. State two benefits of Sony mentioned in the above para, that is efficient management and they use latest technology. So here the answer is also given multinational company or global enterprise. The second answer is Japan and Tokyo, and the features and advantages also given efficient management and use of sophisticated or latest technology. Joint venture. When two or more firms join together to establish a new business, that is called joint venture. In joint venture, two firms contribute the capital, they also participate in the management. And in simple words, we can say that the partnership between two firms is called joint venture. The firms may be from the same country and the firms belongs from different countries. For example, Tata Iron and Steel Company joined hand with IPCOL, a government company, and they both promote a new company, that is IPI Tata. So the IPI Tata is the joint venture of Tata Iron and Steel Company and IPCOL. Features of joint venture: increase resources and capacity. When two firms join hands, so the result is that their resources increases as well as their capacity is also increases. Access to new market and distribution network. When two firms join with each other, their market is also increases because the market of one firm is also available for the sale of other firm. Access to technology. With the involvement of two firms, their resources increases, and with the increase of resources they can use latest technology. Innovation. Joint venture also helps in the new ideas and innovation of the product. Low cost of production. When two or more firms join together, that time their cost also distributed in between two parts. It means that their cost is reduced. Establish brand name. When two firms collaborate with each other, they establish as a brand name. For example, if one Indian company collaborate with one foreign company, so Indian company also famous in the foreign company with the help of joint venture. So that is also helpful in establish brand name. Here one case study is given that in 2005 Mahindra and Mahindra had an agreement with Renault, a French car manufacturing company, to produce and commercialize Logan. It is a 51:49 partnership between Mahindra and Renault. It means that the share of Mahindra and Mahindra is 51% and the share of Renault company is 49%. The Logan plant at Nashik has a capacity to produce 50,000 units per year. The main aim of the two companies has to produce no-frills Logan car with classifying features at an aggressive price and launch them exclusive for Indian market. Renault wanted to increase the global car sales by 8 lakh by the year 2009, and they believed that this figure could be achieved by the investing in Indian market. What kind of arrangement in between the two companies? Define it. Here, two companies collaborate with each other, that is joint venture. And define it. We already discussed the definition of the joint venture, so you can write them. Next point is public-private partnership. Public-private partnership means when two firms, one is from private company and the other is from public company, join together to produce a new product, that is called public-private partnership. This scheme is also called triple P or P3 or the power of P. For example, a hospital building financed and constructed by the private developer and leased to hospital authority. The private company as the landlord and provides housekeeping service, and the non-medical service whereas hospital services are provided by the hospital authority, that is government. It means that the government provide the facility and private company provide the hospital. So here we can consider one company is private company, the another company is private company, or the other company is public company. So after collaboration, both the company becomes public private partnership. Feature of public private partnership: first one is contact between public sector and private sector. Public private partnership is a contact between public sector and private sector. The second one is cost of using service. In public private partnership, cost of using service is borne by the users of the service, not by the taxpayers, and some of the time the cost is borne by the partially or fully by the government. Provision of capital subsidy. In public private partnership, the government provide many subsidies because they works for public welfare. The next feature is pertaining to high priority project and public welfare. The public private partnership is beneficial for infrastructure sector, and it is also good for public welfare. The example of public private sector is Delhi Metro Rail Corporation, that is DMRC. Sharing of revenue. After the collaboration of public private partnership, they also share their revenue. But problem with public private partnership is the most of the income is taken by the private sector, but the most of the expenses is borne by the government sector. Here one case study is given that to overcome the difficulties faced by public transport system, the Government of India started the metro project, in which the government involved private sector participation to get the benefits of efficiency of private sector. The project was great success as lakhs of people are enjoying the metro services to move from one place to other. State the type of enterprise mentioned in the above para, that is public private partnership. The second point that is asking in the question, name the public private partnership providing metro service. We already discussed that point, that is DMRC, Delhi Metro Rail Corporation. And give any two features of public private partnership. We already discussed many features, you can write any of them. So with this point, our chapter is finished.